Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Andy. How are you, darling? Come on, what?
Say hi.
Wait a minute now. How do I
Say,
go to?
say, here's my Gucci shoe.
You're creating a monster, dear.
Well, the
Sitting.
housewives, have given him a lot of labels.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. So, wait, where are you, darling?
I'm in SAG, Isaac. If you ever want to have a
Oh my
socially
God.
distant cocktail, I'm out
I
here.
would love it. I would adore it. I would adore it. Does this mean that you actually know about the temple in East Hampton? Like, have you
I
been there
know that it's
actually?
wonderful and they do great work, and I've never been, but
You've never been? Wait, I'm like your Jewish mother. You've never been to the East End Temple, Andy Cohen? What the hell
typically
is
it's
wrong with you?
because I'm in the city for the high holidays, Isaac.
Right. Well, me too, I have to say. Can I tell you something a little on the morbid side? One time I've ever been in that temple was when I went to my uncle's funeral who lived out here, my Uncle Sam, who I loved so much. And I'll tell you, it's a beautiful facility. It's really beautiful. I'm not kidding. Like, if you ever wanted to kind of go in and look at it,
Yeah.
just, just on an afternoon,
Okay,
like with a
good to
mask
know.
on, put a mask on and go in.
Fun. And a yarmulke.
Darling, and a yarmulke, a kippah, and a mask. So, what have you been? I mean, you've been busy since. I mean, like COVID has not put a damper on your schedule, right?
It has not put a damper. I've
Mhm.
been doing Watch What Happens Live from my
Which I've
home.
been watching.
Thank you. And I've been doing radio from my home. And yeah, I'm frankly very grateful to have the work and have the ability to work from home. And also, I've been spending an incredible amount of time with my son, and that's been kind of a great,
Wow.
unknown side effect of this horrible moment we're all in is that I've
Yeah.
gotten to spend a lot of time with him. And he's at the age where, all these parents who have kids that they're homeschooling are carrying on about how hard it is. And, all I have to do is sit and play with a truck with him for a few hours and he's thrilled, or throw rocks in the bay. So I'm thrilled for the time. It's not, I'm not having to teach him how to read, which I'm grateful for, which I think would be extremely exhausting.
Let's take you back to St. Louis because I think you're from St. Louis. Is that right? You were born in the Lou. Where were you born, Andy?
Jewish Hospital of St. Louis.
Wow. They have some great hospitals out there. Like
They
that's what
do.
the town is kind of known for the hospitals. Let's face it,
They have
right?
good
Um,
hospitals.
it's like a vinegar barbecue and a hospital in St. Louis. Like that's what it is. Listen, darling. So what was it like? I mean, because I know that predominantly on the East Coast and in Brooklyn, there are a lot of Jews. In East Hampton, a lot of Jews.
Yes.
Not so much Southampton, but East Hampton, you can't like turn around without tripping over a Jew. Okay, but in St. Louis in 1974, when you were born, let's say, right? Was what was
68.
it?
There is a robust Jewish population in St. Louis. There are, the last stat, there were over 30,000 Jews there the last I checked. My mom was the president of the National Council of Jewish Women St. Louis chapter. And she would
Beautiful.
come to, so my mom was a powerful advocate in the Jewish community, and they did a lot of great things. And I grew up with, many Jewish friends and active in the temple and a very robust Jewish life in St. Louis. I think
What
people,
was It's funny. It's like you never think of like British Jews and you never think of like Midwestern Jews, right?
I
Like those are
know.
the two, And so when you meet like an English Jew, you just want to date him immediately, right? I always wanted to date an English Jew. But listen, darling, did you have a bar mitzvah? And if so, describe in full detail. What did you wear? What was your parasha? Just kidding. But
I wore a very, I look back on it and I think it was a little subtle, but I think, oh no, that was to a prom. No, I wore a classic blue Ralph Lauren little mini sport coat and blue Ralph Lauren shirt and tie and khakis. That's what I wore. My mother had made me wear, she had made me get, I had glasses and she made me get those glasses that got darker with the sun,
Right.
progressive lenses.
Progressives.
And on an already awkward 13-year-old, not a good look. I'm going to see if I can find a picture.
Were you, that would be so incredible. Let's get a still store of Andy's bar mitzvah picture. But wait, darling, I do want to talk about your mom for a minute, because I've met her and I really like her, and you really love your mother. Like, that's kind of
I do. Here's a cute picture of my mom. That's Evelyn.
Hi, Evie. Hi, Evelyn. But wait, because she's remarkable in that, like, I think there's a wonderful story about, because listen, let's go back to St. Louis, and you're whatever age, and you're Jewish, and you're gay, and you have this incredible mother. And I think there's a wonderful story about that, about your coming out to her and her kind of just accepting it or something. Can you tell me?
When I came out to my mom, the first thing she was very sweet. She hugged me and I love you, and we were crying. And then she said, I probably would have hated your wife anyway. Ba-bum, bum. I mean, great line. And you know what? She probably would have.
Is there anything that you can think of to tell the Jews or anybody at the moment that's inspiring about what you see coming, about what you, the visionary Andy Cohen, who's really talented and really smart and really cute, what you see sort of coming for us as a species, as a race?
Well, listen, we're at a real crossroads right now. And I know that, and you know, anti-Semitism is on the rise, and we all need to look at that and be aware of it. And, you know, this is not a political event, but I would say this country is very divided, and it's in a really dark place. You know, we need a leader who will unify us, and who, I don't know, we just need to stop the madness, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that will happen.
Right. I mean, outside of trying to correct racism, I don't know how you do that, right? Racism is,
well,
but I hope, correct it.
You know what? Another book that I'm reading is White Fragility. And, you know, I think that a lot of people are looking at their own behavior and ways that they've behaved and how it contributes to systemic racism. And I think the fact that, you know, I think the fact that white people are starting to pay attention to things that have been around for a long time and things that we've been a part of is promising. And so I hope that this is a big shape-shifting moment in that direction too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, of course, all of that is incredible and wonderful, and I hope it happens, but really laws need to be passed.
Yeah. And
opportunities need to open up. Yes. And even reparations. I mean, those are like immediate things that can be done, right? Laws and opportunities. Boom. Yeah. Right. So hooray for that. Have you ever been to Israel?
I have. I went 3 years ago. I went in the summer, and it was absolutely incredible. I had never been. I went the week of my 50th birthday, and it was Ben was due in 8 months, and I was trying to do everything that I hadn't done that I couldn't do for a while, arguably, and that was on my list. And I went, and it was just, I couldn't believe, you know, and it's funny, it just connects you to being Jewish in a way that you don't expect, that everyone tells you it's going to. And just for me, on the cab ride from the airport, having a Jewish cab driver, I couldn't get over it. I was like, this is amazing. You know, you just feel like you're home, and it's magnificent. It's really cool. I love Tel Aviv, and I'm not a foodie, but the food was absolutely on a different level. You know, it's on par with Italy.
Oh, well, I mean, I've never been, darling, if you can believe that. I have never been to Israel. And I'm too
Isaac,
scared to go to Israel.
as
Really?
soon as other countries will allow Americans in,
Right, by the way.
you should get yourself, base yourself in Tel Aviv and then go around. It's great. You'll love it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right, well, I adore you. And Lashana Haba'ah B'Yerushalayim. Okay, you know what that means? Next year in
Amen.
Israel. I never like that saying because I never want to be there. So I always want to be like in, you know, in at the
Well,
Carlisle.
you need
or
to
something.
go. You need to go.
Yeah, I need to go. Well, anyway, you're the best, Andy. Thank you so much. And if I have one more dream with you in it, I'm going to write a volume of. I have a dream about you every night. Do you know that? Like seriously.
Is that because you watch Bravo before you go to bed?
Yeah, yeah. It's because I watch Bravo before I go to bed. I swear to God. My last dream was that you were at a duty-free shop buying something, and my assistant Luke was next to you, and I was watching all of this on the security camera, and I thought you were trying to pick up my assistant Luke, who's actually quite fetching. That was my dream. Like, I love that. Is that Ralph Lauren, that thing you're wearing?
No, it's Todd Snyder, and it's terry cloth.
No,
Yes.
not terry cloth.
Yes.